From the shadowed peaks of the Salt Lake Valley to the mist-covered banks of the Hudson Valley and all across the globe, the signal drifts through the night. This is Midnight Signals. Now, here are your hosts, Sergeant Shenanigator and Alien Mike.
Alien Mike, what's going on tonight, man?
Hey, another day in paradise. How are you doing?
Same thing, man. Just enjoying a beautiful, crisp autumn day.
Very, very nice. At least it's crisp there. It's still like 60, 65 here.
Oh, geez. No, we're down in the 30s.
Oh, lucky you.
So, before I introduce our guest, you want to go ahead and explain what might happen tonight, just in case?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. So I don't know what the deal is, but I've been having internet problems for about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. It will just randomly shut down. I mean, we've updated the modem, the routers, we've updated everything, contacted them. We think that they are just cutting it out because they're doing so much construction and whatnot around our area. So there's always issues. So it might shut down today. And it might just be you guys. So I hope it doesn't happen, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
See what happens. If it shuts down, just jump back on.
Yep, I'll jump on as soon as I'm able to.
Now, we had our ghost stories back on Halloween. Then
Yes.
last week we had paranormal investigator Alec with us.
Yep.
I thought it would be fun to bring Madame Ophelia back and discuss talking to the dead, whether that's in a ghost hunt or what she does as a psychic medium. We're just going to talk to the dead tonight. What do you think about that?
I think that was an awesome topic for sure. And I love having Madame Ophelia on. She's one of the kindest, sweetest people that I've ever met.
Madame Ophelia, welcome back.
Well, thanks, guys, for having me back on. I obviously love the subject matter.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know that I celebrate the Day of the Dead. So this is definitely on topic for me.
Well, we're going to have a good time talking about this topic tonight. I've got some
yeah.
paranormal investigation questions for you,
Okay.
and I've got some just regular psychic medium stuff.
I look forward to it.
But you and I have talked about paranormal investigations, ghost hunts.
Most definitely.
Outside of the psychic medium realm, have you experienced ghosts?
Most definitely.
Tell us one of your favorite stories real quick. It's still the Halloween season.
I don't know if
it's
I don't know if I have a favorite story, but I do have one that scared the shit out of me. It scared me really bad. I was about 13 or 14, and I was living in military housing in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And my mother was always paranoid and kept, especially when my dad was not home and he was out we are a military family, we're Navy. And when my dad was out to sea, my mom always locked up the house like a drum, never left anything open. So we all go to bed this one night. We don't hear anything. Everything's perfectly normal. I get up the next day. My front door is opened and our back patio door was open, wide open. Mind you, nobody sleptwalked or anything else. We don't know how it happened. Next night, same thing. My mom locks everything up. Next morning, doors are open again, both doors. 3 nights in a row. Now this night, this is quite interesting. We wake up the next morning and the doors aren't open, but there was a mound of dirt underneath our dining room table and no trail of where it came from.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. About 3 days later, my mom's in bed. Once again, same scenario. My dad was out for like 3 months at this point. Doors all locked and everything. She's laying in bed and my mother was also gifted as well. She didn't really use her gifts very often, though. She said she was laying in bed, and it was like somebody took their hand and covered her face, like they didn't want her to say something. That very night, I'm laying in my bed, which is completely at the other end of the house, and it felt like somebody was lying next to me, and I could feel like somebody breathing on my neck. And I roll over, and it looked like a person was laying next to me where the head was supposed to be. It was on the pillow. The feet were at the end of the bed. You could see where the butt was supposed to be, the buttocks were supposed to be. So that was a tad bit unnerving, to say the least. They didn't do anything. They didn't touch me or anything like that, but it was very unnerving. So a couple days go by, and my mom had been talking to her friend who lived in the same row of houses we did. We lived in townhouses, but she lived on the other end of the row. And apparently she was having stuff go on at her place too. She actually hired a psychic to come in. You would think, like I said, I was 13, 14 years old, so I wasn't I wasn't into my gifts as I am now as an adult. So she hired somebody to come in and see what the hell was going on, because what happened to her, she was home alone. Her husband happened to have been out to sea too, and she had just waxed her second floor, and she heard somebody walking on the floor upstairs, and you could see footprints in the wax where somebody had been walking. So she calls the psychic in, and we found out that there was an old man roaming around our neighborhood, and he was lost. And she ended up sending him along his way, and we never had anything happen after that. But yeah, to have something laying that close to you is a little unnerving. I also, in the house I live in currently, I have a lot of stuff that goes on. My husband, who after 10 years is finally starting to believe what's up, he has seen things. He's told me he's seen beings in our house and our bedroom. And I fell asleep in my living room this one night, and you know how when somebody's standing in front of you, you can like feel it, even though your eyes are closed, you can sense somebody there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking it's my husband waking me up saying, come on, go to bed. And I go to open my eyes, and I kid you not, there's a guy like right in my face, and it scared the holy hell out of me.
Oh, I bet it did.
And then in this house too, I've had another contact. This one was a guy that was dressed up like the 1920s, like a golfer, with the knickers and the Argyle socks.
Yeah.
Told me his name was Scott and that he had lived there previously. That was cool. That wasn't too scary, but the other stuff just not good. I was also in my kitchen one night. This is right after we moved there, and I thought my husband was behind me again, and I felt somebody go past me and say out like that. Like it was the weirdest way of saying out. And we've had a lot of activity in that house, a lot. In fact, I think we should investigate my house.
Let's do it.
So I have a question for you then. I know they talk about this in a lot of shows and documentaries and stuff, but the gentleman, Scott, that you say you had the interaction with, that said he lived there previously to you at some point. Have you ever had any contact with somebody that has said something like that, and you've went back through the records to find out if they did live there in fact, or if it happened to be something else?
That house was not built, that I live in was not built in the 20s, so there had to have been another structure there.
Okay.
I also know that the house I live very, very close to a retirement home, and the house right next to the retirement home was a doctor's office, and there's another house on the other side of that where the nurses would stay.
Okay.
I also have had, and we've touched on this a little bit, I don't know if I want to call it a premonition or what, but I actually got to see the property. Well, I guess I'm going to say remote viewing. We've talked about this before.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And I seen the house the way it was when it was first built. And parts of my house where the most of the haunting activity happens wasn't even there yet.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's quite interesting. I was also told, I don't know if we really want to get into this, but the previous owners had built these mounds on the property to protect it. And you can see them where they're built up on different parts of the property. There's like 6 of them in different spots. So I don't know if they did it to try to ward this stuff off, or if they did it just to, you know, I don't know what their purpose was, to be honest
I'd
with
be
you.
really interested to know what those mounds were built for.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that the people that own the house prior to us moving there, they were from Portugal. So I don't know if it was some type of like witchcraft stuff that they, why they built the mounds for protection. I don't know, to be honest with you.
This is the
but
house
it's
you're
quite
in right
interesting.
now?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, when you come out here, we're going to do a investigation at Madame Ophelia's house.
I'll be 100% down for that.
All right.
That'd be a lot of
I
fun.
think you guys are going to find some really interesting things. Trust me when I tell you.
So I'm ready for it. I haven't
yeah.
done a good investigation for a while.
It's been easily well over 20 years since I've done anything like that. Well, no, about 20 years. About 20 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I look forward to having you guys over.
So tonight I kind of want to start it with just talking to the dead, the psychic medium standpoint,
Okay.
and then go into the paranormal investigation. You good with that, Mike?
Yes, definitely.
All right. So the question I have on this, we've had you on before. We talked about what you do and how you do it. If I wanted to talk to my grandfather or my grandmother, and you know me, I've got zero ability. I couldn't tell a car was coming until I got hit by it.
Sure you could.
But how would you teach me to be able to
How
talk
would
to
I
my
teach you?
to my relatives?
Quite simple, actually.
Okay.
At least I say it's simple. And everybody has an ability. I'm not going to say that you would be, well, I can't really say that either. Everybody's got abilities, but everybody has different levels of what that for their abilities. What I always suggest to my clients is before you go to bed, you have to make sure that you're completely relaxed. Okay? And I mean like limp dish rag relaxed.
It's almost a night of drinking, but without the drinking.
Yeah, don't drink, because then you'll just think you saw something and you really didn't. Definitely stay away from the tequila.
Oh, no tequila. No tequila.
Anyway, what you need to do is you do whatever your ritual is before you go to bed. Make sure you're completely relaxed. You can talk to them out loud or you can talk to them in your head. Keep a piece of paper and a pen next to your bed. And it may not happen the first night, might not even happen the second night, but it will happen. They like to come to us in their dreams, in our dreams, rather. I think it's the easiest way for them to communicate with us. And I will tell you, the harder you grieve for somebody, the harder it's going to be for them to come through.
Okay.
I've had that happen to me firsthand. I lost my mother several years back, and then I ended up going through a really horrible divorce, and all I wanted was my mom. And because of what I do for everybody else, I thought I could do it for myself. And sometimes that's not actually the case. I know that sounds crazy because I have people ask me, you know, Ophelia, if you do this for everybody else, why can't you do it for yourself? It's not always that easy. Like, because I was grieving for her so hard, it was not letting her through. I still have trouble communicating with her. I don't know if she's busy dealing with other stupid stuff with my, you know, siblings or what the deal is, but it's very hard for me to get her to come in. And if you speak to other people that do what I do, you're going to find across the board it's probably the same thing.
Is that simply because of the grieving?
I believe that it is. It's either that or it could be something stupid like my mother had a spat several years before she passed away, but we had patched everything up before she passed. So honestly, I was told it was because I grieved too hard for her. Now, mind you, other relatives of mine that I was super close to, they come in all the time. My mother, when she does come in, she lets me know she's around through music because that's how my mother and I bonded. We used to always play music together when I was growing up, and I got a lot of my taste from my mother. So certain songs will pop up and they'll play on repeat, and I know that's my mom.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's several ways. Like a friend of mine, she would get flowers. Her mother had passed 2 years before my mom did. And she would smell roses. And that was the last thing she bought her mother before she passed away was roses. Mm-hmm. So her mother, that and there was a perfume she would smell. And it only would happen when things weren't going right in her life, that would pop up. So yeah, there's sometimes you don't have to do the work, they'll do it for you. Sometimes, not always the case though.
I mean, I know. Oh, go ahead.
Somebody with no ability, would it be easier for me to contact, well, with limited ability that I haven't harnessed yet, would it be easier for me to contact somebody I don't know or somebody I know?
It's about a 50-50 on both of them, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is you have to be receptive. I mean, if you're going in as a oh, you're crazy kind of thing, they can go two ways for you. You're going to get the scare of your life, or you're going to find out that this is actually real. I mean, there's no two ways around that one. And I mean, have you ever used a Ouija board?
I've not.
Haven't.
You should try it. Then sometimes people need a conduit.
Okay.
Now,
I mean,
I know last time that we were talking or that you were on, you had said like now about, you'll get a smell of perfume or certain smells that you get. Now, last time, didn't you say that when you have that happen to you, that's somebody trying to communicate with you or have that connection with you?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. I mean, because I get that all the time where I'll just randomly start smelling something and I know what the smell is and I know where it came from, originally, but it's just weird that it's just randomly happening. And I never knew what to make of it.
I don't want to say too much, but I feel there's a reason why this is happening at this time for you.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Pay attention.
It's always weird when it happens. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just like, why am I smelling that for some reason?
You need to talk to them. They're watching over you for a reason.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, because I'm not doing any readings right now. So
yep, that's totally fine.
They're with you for a reason. You're smelling it because they're watching over you. Let's just put it, you have a lot going on right now.
Well, that is true. I mean, I can attest to that. It's just, I mean, and that's happened for years and years where no rhyme or reason. I'm just like, why the hell do I smell this? Or why am I smelling that? And usually I just don't give it any other thought. I'm just like, that was weird. And I go about whatever I'm doing for the day.
A lot of people don't realize what it is. You know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. You don't smoke, and then you go home after work and you're walking in the door and it smells like somebody smoked a pack of cigarettes in your place. And you're wondering why the hell you're smelling it. Well, that's
Yeah.
because somebody's there and they want you to know they were there. So they're leaving that scent because they were a smoker in their life.
Okay.
So
had-
it's essentially their way of
Telling you that they're here.
contacting or communicating. Yes. Okay.
Yep, most definitely.
Right.
Some people get phantom knocks on their door, and they have ring cameras. You know,
I've gotten the phantom knocks before.
yeah, and it's not anybody playing games or anything like that. It's somebody trying to get a hold of you to try to communicate. I mean, sure, you wish they would do it another way, but sometimes they can't get our attention any other way.
Yep. Got a few people on here that are saying hi to you.
Well, hi, everybody.
So I got.
Yep.
My mom said, "Welcome back. Good to see you again, Madame Ophelia."
Hello.
Lilith says, "Hey, we're watching." My wife, of course. You haven't seen her at all yet.
No.
Is that
Marina.
I got the wrong glasses. Is that Marina?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
Marina. Hi, Marina.
Marina
Hi,
Ryder.
Lilith.
And then Nadine.
Hi, Nadine. Well, hi to everybody. Let's not exclude anybody because I can't read it. I'm like, go hi, you guys.
So, if you guys have any questions about talking to the dead, whether paranormal investigation side or the psychic medium side, post them. We'll get them answered tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for any questions that anybody has.
So, I think I asked you this last time. I may be wrong because it was such a whirlwind interview last time. I had such a great time. Is there ever a time where you're just walking down the street and all of a sudden it just hits you so hard you've got to go talk to somebody? And how do you
Yes.
deal with it?
Depends on who it is and what it is, to be honest with you.
Let's just assume it's a complete stranger.
I won't do it.
You won't do it.
I will not do it.
No matter how hard, whatever it is begging you to.
Nope. I find it very intrusive.
Okay.
I've actually had that happen a lot. I try to keep things shut down. Like I said, I don't want to know anything about anybody that I don't need to know. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like I don't want to know things that I don't know about you already. Do you get me?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, I just
Like
find
their
it,
personal life, their private life is theirs. You
exactly.
focus on. Yes, I get that.
I mean, when I'm doing my thing, when I'm at the shop, I will be sitting at my table and I'll have somebody approach me for a reading, and I'll already know stuff before they even sit at my table.
Sorry.
And it happens more
Okay.
often than not.
Great tea.
Oh,
This is
thank
the stuff
you.
you sent over.
Yep.
Oh, the
So-
chocolate.
Yeah.
On that, I don't know if you've really answered it or not. I mean, you did say that you'll have those thoughts about somebody that you don't know, a stranger, and you just don't say anything. Do you have people that will come to you for a reading that you just look at that and you just say, no, I can't do it, and you just immediately shut it down? For whatever reason, maybe you know something you shouldn't, or maybe you get a feeling you shouldn't do it. Or do you look at it from a consumer
I look at it as
where I want to get paid, I'm going to do what I can?
honestly, I've only turned one person away, but that was after I read them the first time.
Mhm.
Because I knew that I couldn't help them. They needed help that I don't offer. And I'm being PC about this right now. So
Yeah.
extremely PC. But yeah, I've actually turned somebody away before. How I handle that kind of situation is I always ask them when they sit down with me. First question I always ask is, if somebody from the other side comes in for you, do you want to know? That's the easy question. The second question I always put up is if I broach on a subject that may be hard to discuss, do you want me to go through it or do you want me to skirt around it? And I explain to them, listen, I don't control what information comes in, so I can't guarantee that I'm not going to hit on something that's going to hit a nerve.
Right.
So I always try to prepare people before I even start a reading because, you know,
To follow up on that, my mom's asked this question. When you're doing a reading and you pick up something bad, do you bring it up or ignore it?
it depends on what it is and who I'm reading.
Let's say you're reading me.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're pretty close friends.
Yeah, I would say so.
And completely far fetched. It comes across that, I don't know, my wife's seen another guy. Now you're friends with her too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, ooh.
So luckily, we'll never put you in this spot.
Yeah, that would be horrible. That's really an ethical line there too.
Yeah.
Because mostly I don't have that. I mean, I do get people that cheat or are being cheated on, and how I handle that is, if things don't seem right, they're not right. Go with your gut, and I will tell you to investigate if you are surmising something. But I won't just come right out and say, hey, by the way, you know, so and so's cheating on you. I can't do that.
What about something like this? Somebody comes in for a reading,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say it's her mother that comes through.
Okay.
But at the same time, Uncle Jim over here comes through, and you just have that sense that
Uncle Jim is a bad guy.
Uncle Jim's a bad guy.
I've actually had that happen not too long ago, actually about 2 months ago.
Really?
Really. They wanted one person to come in, and actually their abuser came in who had passed away, and they were monopolizing the whole time. I had to shut it down. Had to completely shut it down because they weren't going to let it go.
Wow.
Not the person I was reading, the person that was coming in for the person I was reading. It was very intense.
So,
to say the least.
That's what, I mean, you kind of touched on it, but you know, you gave your example, Steve, but if another scenario, you know, what if somebody comes in and, you know, you find out they're a bank robber, they're wanted by the FBI, murder, this, that, or the other. I know that would
happen yet.
Yeah. How do you handle, or how would you handle that being, you know, it's ethical? Like, okay, well, you may know something that could put this bad person away. Do you say something, or do you just let it be?
You know, I got to be honest with you. I've not had that happen or been put in that situation yet. I would like to think that I'm an upstanding citizen. If I know somebody killed somebody, depending on why they did it, that doesn't sound too good, but you have to trust me on this.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I do believe an eye for an eye. But if say a woman or a man come in to see me, okay, and they were abused beyond abused, okay, and they did it in self-defense, no, I'm not going to turn them in. That's plain simple fact of it.
Right.
But if somebody's out robbing and killing people, that's a whole completely different story for me.
Right.
I watched a really, I can't even remember the name of it now, but it was an extremely cheesy YouTube movie. I think it was made for like $1.25. But the premise was some guy had robbed an armored truck and lost his memory.
Oh, that's quite interesting.
Yeah. But he knew he robbed the truck. He just can't remember where he put it, where he put the cash.
Too bad he didn't come sit with me. I could use the cash. No,
okay. Actually, that's what happened in the movie. The psychic medium was like, I got nothing. And went right out to the location and started digging it up. But the guy got curious and followed the psychic medium.
See, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I don't get any criminals, so
and no, I'm sorry. None of us here are trying to make light of your profession.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. But like, these are legit questions.
Yeah.
Like, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak to what other people would do, but as bad as I would I could use the money sometimes, I
Right.
wouldn't.
Follow
This-
up to my mom's question.
Yeah,
What if the
that's a good
spirit
one.
tells you that the person you are reading will be joining them soon?
Oh, I never discuss death. Nope.
Never.
Nope, never.
Is
Absolutely
there
not.
a reason why other than maybe ethical?
Yeah, because you have a life to live. It's not my job to take it from you, and that's all you're going to think about, regardless if it's you that's going to die or somebody close to you. You got to think about this. It's going to be over and over again in your head. Or what if I'm wrong? I never say I'm infallible. What if I'm wrong?
You're going to die in 3 days, and I go out and spend my entire life savings.
Exactly.
And then live.
And you sell your house, you do all these crazy things because you think you're going to die, and that's my fault. And if I'm wrong, I couldn't live with myself.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's totally off the table for me.
Yeah, pretty much the answer that, one, I expected, and two, that I've seen in movies and other videos, that they don't talk about things like that because of that reason. You're just going to focus on that the whole time, and you're not going to live your life and do the things that you want to do because you're so focused on that.
Exactly. And when somebody sits with you, you can pretty much tell what they would do with the information anyway. So that's another reason why I steer away from it. Like, no. And same thing with illnesses. I could have somebody sitting at my table, them not know they have cancer, and I know it.
Yeah.
I will allude to the fact that they might have a health issue. But beyond that, I do not divulge anything. I'm not a doctor. Once again, what if I'm wrong and these people go and do something crazy? I'm held responsible. I'm not going to do that to somebody. I mean,
And
you wouldn't want it done to you.
Yeah. And I mean, me personally, I could see that also on a person-to-person basis. And what I mean by that is, me, if I was sitting down for a reading with you and you knew I had cancer, I personally would want to know, like, okay, well, this is the feeling that I'm getting, is that this is the reason why you haven't been feeling good, or maybe you should go have, a checkup done just to be on the safe side. It could be nothing, but the feeling I'm getting. So I would like to know, but again, not everybody would like to be in that position.
Exactly. It's like I said, for me, I've told you guys before, even though I do what I do, I'm a skeptic, to be honest with you. And I always not doubt myself, but I always like second guess myself, even when I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like when I have somebody sit with me and they're like, no, you're wrong. And then I get a call 2 weeks later, well, you were completely right. You hit the nail on the head. I'm as elated as they are. Are you kidding me? I mean, that sounds really stupid, but honestly, yeah, I don't know where all this comes from. I don't know if there's like some little teensy part of my brain that can tap into other people's stuff. I don't know. So I always err on the side of caution with how I feel about certain things and how I portray them. Like I said, I never want to mess up somebody else because they believe in me. Do you get me?
So on that line, are you more open with people like Mike and I? Would you tell us more than you would somebody that just came in off the street?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you guys know me. You know what I mean?
But still, even with us, death is off the table.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. I still won't tell you. As much as I love you guys, I would.
But will you tell me when I'm going to win the lottery?
Yeah.
As long as she gets to get a cut.
No, even if I legitimately knew you guys were going to hit the lottery, I would hint around and say to you, oh, did you play your numbers tonight? You probably should.
Oh, I'm going to be.
Chances might be good tonight.
I'm going to be paying a lot more attention when she talks to me now.
Yep.
I'm going to start listening to these little hints everywhere.
And
I'll make my own hints up.
the funny thing is, I give people hints all the time. If they listen to me, they do. If they don't, they don't. You know.
Right. So you say that you wouldn't even Steve or you wouldn't say anything in regards to death, which I totally respect. I totally get that. But if you know that information, if I were in your position, that would eat me up, because it would be so hard for me emotionally, because here's my friend, and you can't say anything. And so, like, how would you handle it? That's got to be extremely difficult.
Okay. I will tell you guys this. I had a feeling about somebody I was involved with who I loved very much. And I knew from the day I met them that they would pass away on me. And and I had it confirmed. I actually went to somebody who I trust to do a reading for me. And like I said, I doubt myself all the time. So, especially when it comes to my own stuff, I doubt myself. I knew this person was going to pass away on me. I had it confirmed. And I try not to let that be in the forefront of my mind, but
Right.
you try to love them as much as you can, and you try not to think about it. So when I say I don't want to talk about death with anybody, I know what I have gone through. And the reason why I even started doing this publicly was because I didn't want anybody to feel the hurt and the loss that I felt.
Right.
So that's another reason why I steer clear of the death thing.
Yeah, and it's to me that's good. You wouldn't want to put anybody through that, but that's why I was kind of curious, and I hope it was okay that I asked. But
oh yeah,
like I just know if I was in your position, or and I could do the same thing, that would be so hard, because you say you don't, you just don't think about it, but that's easier said than done. When you know something, you think about it.
And you got to understand too, you're looking at this person every single day, and they may seem okay, but then you're looking at them, and you like every little thing that they do, or every time they walk out the door, are they coming back? Like right. You already know that they're going to go. But do you honestly think that somebody should be subjected to that on a regular? It's people say they want to know.
Not me.
But do you really?
When it comes down to it, no, you don't.
I'm sorry that I even confirmed what I found, what I knew. Yeah. I am very sorry I confirmed it with somebody else.
Right. That aspect, no, I wouldn't. If I, like my previous example, if I was having a reading with you and you said, something feels off, go get yourself checked out, and that's how I found out I was sick, I would love that for me, because then it's, who knows how long I would have waited beforehand, so it could potentially, save your life. But to have somebody say, oh, well, I know when you're going to die, nobody in my eye would want to know that.
I know that there are readers out there that will tell somebody. In fact, there's a prominent reader, and I'm not going to say who it is. They're not in New York, they're in Massachusetts. Very prominent in the witchcraft community. They do tell people, and I don't agree with it. Period.
Yeah. I'm with you. Even my doctor, it doesn't matter if I've got days to live. I don't want him to tell me when it's going to happen.
No.
I want to enjoy every day.
Right.
This is all we have,
Yeah.
So why take it away from somebody?
Yeah. Well, I know this is, quite a bit different, but I look at it the same way with our dog that passed away, like 7 years ago. Had her checked out, and they ended up finding something, but said, "Hey, you've got at least another year minimum with her." And even though they said we still have a year, I was focused on that the whole time, so it was hard to enjoy my time. And unfortunately, it wasn't but maybe a month later, I think, um, that she lasted. But still, the whole time I was focused on, well, fuck, I have a year. That's, I didn't enjoy, spending the time with her, if that makes sense. So
No, it totally makes
Yeah.
sense because that's all you're
I get it.
focusing on.
Yeah, so I completely get that.
And it's very hard when you're put in that position. It's a
Mhm.
lot of it's a power that sometimes I wish I didn't hold in my hands, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get away from death for a minute.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
talk about
Let's
something
start.
more happy.
Let's start switching over to ghost hunting and paranormal investigations. Mike, did you have anything else before we head that way?
No, I don't think I do. The only question I was going to ask was, have you actively gone, and it's what you just mentioned, have you actively gone on investigations?
Me? Yes.
Or yeah. And
Right.
what are your thoughts about that? Like, how do you like it, or what do you do when you're on the investigations?
Well, before I even get into I don't use any equipment.
Mhm.
People that are with me use equipment. It depends on where I go. Like, I don't want to go to an asylum or anything like that. I mean, you're picking up a lot of.
I was going to ask about that in just a minute.
Let me put it this way. I think it would be fun for somebody not in my position. And I say this because I pick up all the residual energy that's left behind by people. So I can walk into a place like that and I can see what other people did to somebody else. And that's very upsetting sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
As much as
Letchworth is out of the question then.
As much as I want to prove that the other side exists, something like that, when you're picking up physical abuse and mental abuse, that takes a big toll on me. Not just emotionally, but physically. I've not gone to an asylum for that reason. I don't know. I guess it would depend on who's with me too, because you got to understand that not only are you dealing with the residual energy that's left behind from the people that were there before, but you also have to deal with the energy of the people that are with you, which can become quite interesting.
Yeah. So what my question now is, you said that when you go on an investigation, you never took any sort of equipment.
No.
Is there a specific reason why you don't, or is
Never,
it just because you're a psychic, so that stuff isn't necessary for you to do your quote unquote job?
Exactly. Usually when I get called on something like an investigation, I'm there just to tell them what I pick up. Most people have equipment now. It's not like back when I was a kid, nobody knew, like EVP meters or what EMPs or EVPs and stuff like that. Like, there's so much high-tech stuff out there now.
All right. Well, that was actually, both of these bring up questions for me, or this brings up two questions for me. The first, when you are called in on an investigation, are you going there to verify or confirm?
Both.
So they're not just saying this house is haunted, go check it out, and then we'll come in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually I go in with a group.
So, you had another question too, Steve. Go ahead.
The other question is, we're talking about technology, the EVPs, the spirit box. I don't know whether you believe in the spirit box or not, a whole different subject. But all of this technology to capture voices, and you end up catching one word because it is so difficult for a spirit to get that much energy to communicate.
I'm gonna get
Do you find the same issue where
no, and I'm gonna get hate mail for this. I'm probably gonna get some really bad comments, but I think they're crap. I believe that you can hear whatever you want to hear.
I believe that too, and Mike and I have talked about this. I think we both agree. We believe maybe 10% of EVPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had some footage, but if you think about it, I say the same thing about reading your own tarot cards or oracle cards, whatever. You can always influence the outcome if you're doing it yourself. Do you get me?
Right. Right.
You know,
So then back to the
what do you think for me?
technology aspect. I mean, I know you said no need for using technology. Have you used or before ever thought to use equipment just because you know what you're thinking, you know what you're hearing, seeing, and feeling? Have you ever thought of using the equipment to verify?
That's a good question.
Actually, yes. If I say one thing and then it happens through equipment, I'm elated. Because like I said,
Okay.
I'm the biggest, even though I do what I do, I'm totally a skeptic. I never lie about this.
Right.
So if somebody comes in with an EVP, I've already picked things up. I know who's there and what they're doing. If somebody picks that up on EVP, that just proves my point right there.
Right.
Do you get me? Or
Yeah.
if they pick it up on camera or whatever, I'm elated.
Have you ever tried to do an EVP talking out loud with who you're communicating with to see if you get it?
No. And I don't do that for a reason, because I feel once again that I already know what they're saying. So an EVP for me, I could say, oh, well, they said Chuck. And I know they really didn't say Chuck. They said Pam or something. Like, I could say how am I going to put this? I could influence with what it says, or saying what it says. And that isn't truly what they said.
And yeah, that's so as big of fans of Art Bell as Mike and I are. That's the one issue we had. One of the one issues we had with the Art Bell program is they would do the EVPs and tell us what we heard, and then that's all you can hear.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's my point. Exactly. Once that seed's planted in your head, that's what you're going to think.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to be influenced by something I said, or like if I go in to an investigation and I usually keep my mouth shut for a bit. I don't say anything until I get asked. But when it comes to like EVPs or even camera equipment, like orbs for us. Let's go with orbs because we've done the EVP thing. Orbs. You guys know what orbs are, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's just you and I for a minute.
I've seen them. I've seen orbs before, obviously. But some people swear up and down they can see faces and whatnot. I believe that you think that's what you saw.
Yeah. I
know that sounds horrible.
I'm not a big believer in orbs. Again, 99% of the orbs, it's a bug, it's dust, it's something.
Particles.
But like the ones that we showed last week with Alec, those were orbs like I've never seen before.
There's a difference between like dust particle orbs and like full on apparitions. The way I see apparitions is different than orbs. I actually see like people. There's no other way to describe it, but I see people. So when you see an orb, and to say the place really isn't haunted, okay, and you call me in and you want me to investigate with you, and you show me this footage of all these orbs that have, you say, oh, look, did you see an eyeball, and you see kind of a nose, and maybe an arm that's all bent up. I don't see that. You know what I mean?
The orbs are one thing that I personally have never bought into. It's just there's so many things that it could be that I always look at it, and you guys may have said this when I just disconnected. When it comes to the EVPs and all that kind of stuff, I think 99.99% of it is all bullshit that you see.
Yeah.
If it's something that I have personally heard or seen, and I know all the different ways this could happen or things that could interrupt, then I'll believe if I know everything about it. But just seeing it on TV, and like you said, Steve, earlier, they say, oh, well, this is what it says. Hello. Well, no, that's all I'm going to hear.
Exactly.
When you cut off there for a minute, we were talking about the orbs that Alec had last week.
Okay.
And that's the 1%.
Yeah, those ones I will give credit for, because if you remember, I screenshotted and I blew those up and enhanced them all, and there was things in that just didn't make sense to me. I couldn't explain it, so I leaned more on the side that, okay, yes, this could be possibly legitimate.
But yeah, most of the orbs are just, easily explained. But too many people are like, I caught an orb, I found a ghost.
Yep.
Or I'm a believer in the EVPs to a point.
Yeah.
I believe that there's something there, but I don't want you to tell me what it is until I figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's power of suggestion.
Yeah.
That's my whole point.
Yeah. So I'm with both of you on that one. And most of the EVPs, I mean, even TAPS, they had to admit some of their EVPs may have been one of their stage guys outside hollering. It could be anything.
Exactly. And if I'm going to a place to investigate, I don't want to know anything about it before I get there. Nothing.
Right.
So I want to go in with a clean slate.
So
because you're going to be spending your time thinking about what they said, and that's going to influence your outcome.
Exactly.
Now, I can't remember the name of the paranormal show, but they had a psychic medium with them, and that's exactly what they did. They didn't tell her anything. They brought her in that house blind. I mean, they actually blindfolded her, bringing her in the house.
Yeah.
So
once she was
in there, everybody but one person and the psychic medium left, and it was just up to the psychic medium at that point.
And that's the way I would prefer it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. But you go out on an investigation, and unfortunately, in my question, I'm going to end up using the asylum or a hospital.
That's okay.
You walk in. Do you see or hear the spirits, or is it more like you're watching a replay of what happened to them?
Both.
Or both?
Both.
Okay.
It's definitely both.
That's a good question.
Some will approach you and some don't. It's like, how can I explain this? How it works for me, and like I said, everybody's different levels of abilities and whatnot. For me, when I walk into a place, I can pick up the residual energy of things that have happened. It plays like a film for me. So I can see the things that have happened and how these people were taken care of or whatnot. Then I also, if they approach me, the spirit approaches me, then I find out even more. So you got two things going on. You're picking up residual, like I said, it's like a movie playing in my head, and then you actually have contact.
Okay.
And some of them just are stuck. Some of them are looking to find their family members sometimes. I mean, it's like different reasons why they try to contact you.
Do you find that most of them know they've passed on, or
No.
they are completely oblivious to the fact that they've?
Some of them are completely oblivious to the fact that they're not here anymore. Some of them, not all of them,
Wow.
but some of them.
That'd be a hard spirit life to not know that you passed on and wonder why everybody is ignoring you.
Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty much what happens to the old man that I told you when we first started the podcast, is that he was lost. He was looking for his family. You know, he's dead.
Okay. So that brings up a question from me that I hope you haven't answered. So I'm reading or just finished reading a book series, and real quick, the plot was this girl doesn't have memories. She lost her memories, but she sees spirits. And throughout the whole thing, it's about her helping spirits that are trapped to cross over to the other side. And it's all about how she goes about doing that. Is that something that you have to do or have done, that you see somebody that hasn't been,
No,
able to cross over or whatever, that you help
I have not crossed
in
anybody
some
over
way?
with you. Mm-mm. That's not something I've ever done.
Okay.
I've never done. I mean, I have
I-
cleansed
I-
a home and shooed them away. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I was just curious
cross
because
over
of how Steve asked his, and it made me think of that book, and I was like, well, okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Now, is that just your personal preference, or do you think that a psychic medium could actually help them cross over?
to be honest with you, I think that for me, it borders on religion.
Right.
So for me, yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you know, I'm in the same boat as you. But I was asking the question as what most people would generally think, and like how you would, I guess, handle being in a situation like that. Like, for example, if you were with a group and they happen to say there's somebody here that's stuck here, can you help them cross over because you're a psychic? So if things like that have ever happened, or you've been confronted with questions like that.
I haven't been asked before, to be honest with you, but like I said, I've not been out publicly for a long. I've just recently, in the last several years, came out publicly with a lot of
Okay.
this, and I find that people that are steeped in certain religions will say go toward the light, but if you don't believe there's a light, how can you direct them toward it?
Exactly.
To be
Right.
honest
Okay.
with you, like
Yeah, and that's exactly the way I think about it. But I know there are a lot of people that think differently. So
So, a continuation off of Mike's question. Not helping them cross the other side, but have you actually told spirits in haunted places that they have passed?
no,
So,
no,
okay.
not
well,
really.
then off that is that, is there a reason why you don't, or you haven't, or has it just not come up, or is it? Oh, okay.
It's not come up. I mean, I don't. If the occasion would to arise, I would tell them if it became necessary, but I haven't really had to worry about that, to be honest with you. Like when you go in to cleanse a home, you're basically just chasing them out.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's what you're doing. I mean, when I cleanse a home, I don't say you're dead, go to the light. Just you can't stay here. Goodbye.
Right.
Period. Just like I will tell you that if you don't want spirits in your house, don't put a welcome mat outside. That's the worst thing to do. You do not want to welcome anything into your home that you don't want there. And by putting something that stupid outside the door could cause it to happen. It's proven fact.
Okay.
So get one of those mats. Almost all welcome. Now go away.
I have one that says "Take a hike" on it. Believe it or not.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And before we go any further with Madame Ophelia, if you haven't done so already, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like. Subscribe if you haven't.
Yep.
I just
Share
happened
the
to know-
videos.
Just happen to
Share with
notice
your
that we
friends.
actually get 70 subscribers on the podcast now.
I know we can hit 100, so let's do
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
I would love to hit
That's
100 by the end of the year.
And if anybody has any questions, don't hold back.
Yeah.
I'm here to answer them as best as I can.
No readings. She won't give me the lottery numbers either.
I'm not giving anybody lottery
But
numbers.
ask your questions.
Or if you've
I
had a
don't-
reading with me and you want to share how it went, please do so.
I would love to share how mine went, but it was so emotional. I just keep that to myself.
And that's understandable.
I don't think I've
try to keep things private.
talk to anybody about mine.
Nope.
I'm
I
not
tried
seeing
it.
anything in the chat.
I'm
I
sure.
don't know if it's because I disconnected.
No, you're still here.
No,
There
no.
hasn't
Well,
been
I'm
any
not sure if
for a while.
the chat is because I disconnected.
Oh no,
Let's see.
there hasn't been anything for a while. But I happen to know. I don't think my
Okay.
mom's talked about the reading you gave her.
No. Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's actually sitting up at your table is very emotional.
Well,
I know. And what I think I get just as emotional with as the people that sit with me, honestly. What was I gonna say? I get just as emotional as my clients do.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah, because I
mhm.
don't know how people are going to react when certain things happen. The best feeling for me, however, is when somebody leaves my table crying, and then they never, you got to understand, they never leave my table crying because they're unhappy. They usually crying because they're happy because I was able to connect them with somebody that they care about.
Here's a comment from a fan right there.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I felt
she
privileged
treasures
to
the reading. Yep.
So, but my young beautiful wife downstairs has this question: how do I turn off the logic? You told me to do that.
make yourself relaxed. You know what I told you. It's not just logic. Like I said, I am my biggest skeptic, and logic has to go out the window for a while. If you really, really want it, it will happen. You just have to be receptive.
But-
Like I said, my husband was a non-believer. When I met him, complete atheist, non-believer. And he has told me in the last couple of years, you've really changed my opinion on all of this. I mean, he goes, there's too many things that you have said and done that I can't explain.
Is he listening to this episode? You think?
He most certainly is.
Frank, love you, man. Get feeling better.
Yep. Yes, definitely. Get better.
He will be the first to tell you that he was a complete skeptic. And like I said, up until a couple of years ago, he'd still tell you he was a skeptic. So, I mean,
I've sat at your table and I'm a skeptic. But
I
I'm
know.
not as big a skeptic as I was before I got up on the table.
well, look at your wife.
Yeah.
She's one of my besties, and she was a complete skeptic. And we all know I don't speak German. Where that comes from, I have no idea.
Well, I'm not Madame Ophelia, but part of it is somebody's got too much going on.
Yes.
And just needs to shut
Chill.
down and relax.
And chill out.
And see, that for me is hard. You know, when you said that at the beginning of the episode, you know, try to relax and be in a state of calm.
Oh shit! Oh.
I pretty much can't do that.
That's
What
what
happened?
you think.
I just scared
See?
myself.
What?
I just looked over my shoulder and saw my Kiefer Sutherland mask back there.
I
Scared
was
the
wondering,
bejesus out of me.
is that from the Lost Boys?
That's from the Lost Boys.
Okay,
funny.
I kept
The
seeing
cool
it.
part about it is it's signed by Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, yeah, I kept seeing that, and the first time I saw it, I went, "Oh shit, fuck, what was that?" And then I realized it was a mask.
I know it's back there, and I just looked over on the camera. I looked over my shoulder. I'm like, what the hell?
Am I speaking you guys out?
No, we do a good time. We do a good job of that ourselves.
But
Yeah.
Mike, in all seriousness, next time you're out here, I'm going to have you sit with me again.
Okay.
And I am going to do what I do with some of my other clients that come in with really nervous energy.
Mhm.
I actually take you guys through a guided meditation. It only takes a couple of minutes. And I'm telling you, you'll see a big difference and you will calm down.
Yeah. See, I would love that. I've just always been one having bad anxiety ever since I was little, and OCD and everything else on top of it. I can be dead ass tired, and the second I lay my head down, everything starts going. I can't sleep, and
I know.
I can't calm down.
I've had stupid thoughts when I lay my head down. What is the atomic weight of some chemical?
Yeah.
Why
Exactly.
on earth would I need to know the atomic weight of that chemical?
I just want to be able to shut it off
Yep.
and not think, but pretty much it's either I just sit there and let it continue, or I start thinking about it really hardcore and saying, okay, well, if my brain's not going to shut off, I am going to obsess over it. And then I kind of tire myself out because I think about it too hard, whatever the topic is.
Yeah, I go through the same thing. I will replay stuff that happened 10 years ago and try to figure out why the hell I did whatever it is that I did or why things happen the way they happen. And I will get myself so anxious that I will not fall asleep all night. And when I get like that, it's time to take something.
I think this young lady needs to come to New York and get a reading.
Yep.
Sarah, yes.
Yeah.
I do video, so you know, Sarah.
Yeah. I do have one question here for you. Do you think that your talents will be of assistance when the time comes for your passing? Will you see your next steps more clearly? Will you be able to communicate with any presences that might be near, which might have also passed, like who might have once been close to you and lingered to be here, to be near you after their departure?
Yes. Actually,
Okay.
my husband and I actually have a pact that if I go first, I'll be there to haunt him, and he will definitely know I'm there. And if he goes before I do, he's told me the same, that he will totally be. And I know it sounds absolutely silly to certain people, but I know that I will know that he's there.
Okay.
And I do believe that certain people who have passed will be there when it is time for me to go. Will I see everybody? I don't know. Would I like to see most of them? Absolutely. And there's some people I would never want to see, even if I'm passed.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, it's really cool that you would be able to do that, but then you also have the double-edged sword of not wanting to see people that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe that once I'm gone, I would be able to communicate with people here. I mean, I already have people communicating with me, so why would I doubt that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just saw that. Yes, it makes sense. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what Steve posted on.
It just popped up over here, and I had to share it. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean, I have people communicating with me that have passed. So who am I to say that it's not possible that when I pass, I can't communicate with somebody that's here? I would totally want to do that. Of course.
I know just from conversations with my parents, my wife's parents, or my wife, that when it's time for somebody to pass, there are people that show up.
They do.
Have you ever been in that situation where you actually see them too?
When they pass,
Yes.
actually, I'm going to talk about something very personal, and I hope I don't get too emotional.
If you get emotional, that's fine. We'll change the subject and go back to funny.
Okay, when my mom passed, I was sitting in the front row at her gate, and I actually saw her father, my grandfather, the one I told you guys that is my guide. He was there. He was there to take my mom.
Okay.
And I never really talked about this with anybody because I didn't want anybody to think I was crazy, because I was, once again, my mom had just died, and it was very sudden that she had passed, and it was very emotional. And I didn't want people to think, oh yeah, well, she's grieving, she must be Looney Tunes. I'm telling you, my grandfather was there, and he was there to take her home.
I wholeheartedly
wherever.
believe that.
I know for a fact what I saw, and he was there. And I never said anything to anybody about it. Once again, I didn't want any repercussions of people thinking I'm nuts or that, she's making it up because she's totally grieving her mom. No, that wasn't. Yes, I was grieving my mom, but I know what I saw. And I was the only one that saw it. That's the thing.
I truly believe that somebody's there at the end. I think Mike froze on us again.
No, I'm here. I'm listening.
Wow. So I believe that somebody's there.
Just like, if they're coming in anyway here while you're alive, what makes you think they're not going to be there when you're dead?
And while I love my father-in-law, I hope he's not the one. Because he's a radio antenna and he'll still smack me in the back of the neck.
Ooh, yeah, no, thank you.
Did I tell you that story, Mike?
I don't think so.
My father-in-law just passed away, and my wife and daughter went to Germany to the service, to the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take the time off, so I'm at home, and I don't know what is frustrating me this night. I mean, the whole night is just going to hell. No matter what I do, it just seems to keep getting worse, and I keep getting more and more frustrated. And all of a sudden, I'm in the computer room, and all of a sudden, I feel a smack in the back of my neck. And I turn around, and it's an antenna from an old boom box we had. That antenna has not moved forever. That's right, Terry did stay home, so it was just my wife gone. Well, my dad said he's going to smack me too. We're good. But yet, that antenna smacked me hard and then went straight back up.
He wanted you to know that he's paying attention.
And I did. I turned around and I went, Robert, you're right. I'm sorry.
They will let us know they hear it. I had something
I don't think I've heard that.
One of my uncles passed away, and he did not want to be buried at all. And I come from a relatively large family on my mom's side. We're all sitting around the table at my aunt's house, and they're talking about how we're going to bury Uncle Pete, and, we need to get a headstone, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you, my Uncle Pete was not happy with those decisions, because the china closet we had in the dining room, the door opened and all the dishes fell on the floor and out of it. I know you're going to say, oh, it was coincidence. Maybe something was shaken. Nothing was going down in that house but funeral arrangements. Mm-hmm. There was no earthquake. I live in New York. None of that. There was no reason for that to happen, except for he did not want anything like that, and he was adamant. But my one aunt who thinks she knew better, and that, oh, he was just saying that. No, he meant it, obviously, or that wouldn't have happened.
So
Yeah.
we're going to get back to the paranormal investigation for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Alec is on a great team. I've been following his group. First heard about him. They go in very skeptical. I like the way they've got it set up. Plus, they're also there to teach. But my question to you is, if I'm going to go do a paranormal investigation somewhere, is it better to have the equipment that's out there now or minimal equipment and bring a psychic medium?
You know what? I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't. It's a double-edged sword too, and I'll tell you why. Because if I go in first and tell you what I find out, then anything that you pick up in there or you think you picked up in there, I could have influenced that. You get me?
I do.
Yeah.
But then the other way around is this. Maybe I'm not influencing it, and maybe it actually happened. So it's like it's a half a dozen, one or the other. You get? I mean, like, always go in with a doubt. Always go in with a doubt. Like, even if you are a psychic medium or just a regular Joe, go in with doubts.
Oh,
Always
constantly.
go in with doubts.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Then if you are able to prove something, great.
I
If
know.
not, great too.
I know Alien Mike and I have talked about trying to figure out how to do a paranormal investigation and stream it live.
I would love to do that.
And my
I
idea on that is to have Mike and his partner, me and my partner, like 5 different groups on this, but we don't know what each other's saying.
That would be
Right.
awesome. That
So,
would,
and we don't talk to each other the whole investigation. It's letting the guys in the comment section start to give us timestamps of where they see something.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
would
think
be
it would be a lot of fun.
Thanks. And throw Alec in there. I mean,
Oh,
why
yeah.
not?
Oh, for sure.
I would totally be down to do something like that.
I mean, I had this stupid thought of, what would happen if I were like a member of TAPS or one of these other anything but Zach Baggins.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
But if I were a member of one of these groups, how would I do it? And I thought, I'd do the research like they do. I'd do the investigation, but I wouldn't give my findings. And then when my investigation's done, just leave the camera equipment in there running.
Yeah.
That way, it's not going to make for great TV, but
No.
YouTube or on a website where you control everything. You can turn the infrared on, or you can turn the night vision on, and let all these guys
Come to
make
their
the-
own
I
make
mean,
the comment. But then they don't get to hear what they're saying about it as well. I mean, they can chat about it,
right.
but
Yeah.
when they tag something on the system, it doesn't tell the chat what's going on. It doesn't tell us what's
Yeah.
going on.
That would be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well,
I don't
mean,
think I've come across anybody that's ever done that.
didn't we initially also talk about, and I think you did it once as a test, but while we're doing this, because we can have, you can send a link and I can open it from my phone and my computer at the same time and just have your camera pointing out the window at the night sky. And
Yep.
so people can watch both sides. And if they happen to see something, we have it recorded.
Yep, we've talked
So-
about that, and I'm trying to get it figured out to where I don't have to control the camera that's in the window by getting up every 20 minutes or something.
Right.
See, if I had a nice, cool camera like you've got, it would be different.
Yeah.
But
See,
my
I
old
can
Canon
do.
Rebel, it just won't do it.
Yeah, I can control my camera. I can put it in the other room, not connected to anything, running off the battery, and I can control the zoom, the shutter, everything from either my phone or my computer. So maybe that's something we ought to try here someday.
Again, Mike, that's the ultimate dream when that lottery finally pays off.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys something
Sure.
now. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of questioning,
We love
only because I
questions.
want to know what you think. Would
Mhm.
you participate in a séance, and do you believe that they're real?
I've honestly never given it much thought. Um, damn it, Cat! You just pulled my freaking phone off the table. I've really never given it much thought. But I think I would. I don't think I'd have a problem with participating in one. I mean, I do too. I too go in skeptic, um, but I think it would just be a fun experience.
All right.
I'm opposite of Mike. I would not.
You wouldn't do it.
No. And
Is there a
I don't know.
reason why you wouldn't?
Again, it's like you've answered several times. It depends. Are you running the seance, or is this a 1970s seance
No,
where
it would
Brenda,
be-
after the Tupperware party, sits everybody down?
No, it'd be somebody like me to run it.
I'm still really iffy on that because while you'd have more control over who you're inviting in, you're still inviting in.
Yes.
Right.
If they're here and talking, to me that's okay. If you're getting something, we're out on a ghost hunt, you're getting something and you're talking about it, or I get an EVP and it's clear and everything makes sense, I'm good with that. I start to slip into, oh good Lord, what the hell's their names? Who was the big paranormal investigator that we were talking about last week? Alec was at the cemetery with him.
Shoot, I can't remember.
The guys that owned Annabelle.
Oh, the Warrens.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Warrens. Yes.
Warrens. I start channeling my inner Warren when you're inviting something in.
I could understand that. So do you believe that ectoplasm's real?
Yes.
That's I've never given that thought, to be honest, really. So I don't know if I could truthfully answer the question.
Do I think ectoplasm, as in Ghostbusters, is real?
No, I'm talking
No.
about
I'm thinking
Are
small amount. But yes,
are you meaning like just residual energy after? Is that what you mean?
during the Victorian times, seances and people like myself became very popular, and they would hold seances for people that have, that are looking for loved ones and whatnot.
Mhm.
And some of these people would have what looks to be like fabric coming out of their mouth, and I mean like yards of this stuff, and they called it ectoplasm. I don't know how much I believe in that because I've never done it myself, to be honest with you, and I don't know anybody that,
Right.
that has. I'm just curious of what people actually believe.
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up an ectoplasm photo.
So from that okay, from that description that you just gave, I am highly skeptical of that. Like, I don't know if I would believe that. I would believe it if I saw it with my own eyes. If you're just talking about the like energy people give off, yes, of course.
No energy.
But that's different.
Yeah, no, this isn't. This is not something I personally believe in. I don't know if it's like. There's no proof that it's tangible.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now, but based on this picture Steve put up, no. Now, again, like I said, if I saw that with my own eyes and I knew the circumstances surrounding everything that was going on, then yeah, I mean, I would probably believe that because I'm seeing it with my own eyes. But
sorry, I can't blow it up anymore.
Is that the reason why you would be worried about doing a seance? Is something like that happening?
No, if I saw something like that, I would immediately just think it was a joke.
Well, back in the 1800s, people actually believed this stuff was real.
Some of the others where it's just like smoke coming out of their mouth, but this is one of the most famous, the one with the photo, the face in the ectoplasm.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen that particular photo before, but
Oh,
no,
there's a bunch
it
out
just
there.
looks fake.
Yeah. But no, it's more. Do I believe in demons? No. Do I want to take a chance that they're real and invite them in?
And see, for me, that's a religious thing. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, by demons, we could be talking about Bob the mass murderer who just worked over on Main Street in the 1800s
That's
and still
true.
here.
Mhm.
That is true. I've never really looked at it that way, to be honest with you. I'm also very fearless when it comes to a lot of stuff. Probably too fearless for my own good. So yeah, I've never really put it in that perspective that I'm gonna get somebody that's a mass murderer or try to contact anybody like that. Yeah, I never really
Yeah.
thought about
Yeah.
it, to be honest with
I
you.
don't know. Would I go? Possibly, because my wife would probably talk me into it. But it would still worry me about inviting the wrong element in.
Yeah.
As
I-
I know Mike's talked about it with his paranormal experience. I know you can bring entities home with you.
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
I've had, yes, weird stuff happen. But to me, I just personally think it would be a fun experience to sit down and be a part of it. But I don't think anything bad would happen.
Well,
So I would have no problem just being a part of it.
you need to protect yourself before starting, which is something I fully believe in doing, and then cleansing yourself right after so nothing can follow you home.
But I can't give you the story right now because I don't have permission. But I will get permission and I'll tell this story about a friend of mine who did a seance. So that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's a rather interesting story. I just can't do it without her permission.
I can't wait to hear it. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, not a lot of people hold them. I don't really know why, but it's not something I'm opposed to.
I don't think I've heard of anybody doing any seances for years and years. I mean, like well over 100 years.
I don't know. I don't know if she still is, but I know the competition over near Vassar, the
Oh,
Storm
no.
Maze competition. She has done some seances in the past.
Not her. The one on my side of the river has.
Oh no, this one happened. The story I'm going to tell once I get permission happened over
Really?
there. Yeah.
At the same place where, really?
Yep, over on Raymond Avenue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, because I know that the one on my side of the river.
Now it wasn't the owner of the shop that did it.
Oh,
She
okay.
brought in
I
somebody
thought
else.
it was the owner of the shop. Okay, gotcha. No, there's somebody on my side of the river that holds them on a regular basis.
So yes,
every few
I'm
months.
going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to my friend and get permission. So the next time we have you on, I can tell the story.
Yeah, I look forward to it because I would like to see what somebody else witnesses,
But
not just myself.
She told me this story today, and I'll be honest. I want to ask you questions about it, but I can't ask questions
without divulging the
Yeah.
story. Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, there are people that will come to me, and in fact, I get phone calls regularly now. I feel like something's attached to me. I have a demon, and I'll ask them, well, what did they do about the situation, or how did this come about? And I can tell as soon as they start getting into the story. And I'm saying just as a person, no psychic anything involved in this, but just me talking to them on the phone, not tapping into anything. Like I said, I try not to do that too often when I'm just talking to somebody. But yeah, sometimes it's their mental state that causes these things, and sometimes it's not. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
It's like
Interesting.
they think something's going on, but legitimately, it's not. It's a Harry Potter scenario. It's a story that they've conjured in their heads, and it makes them think that something's going on when legitimately there's nothing going on.
Yeah. You know, the power of our subconscious will get us every time.
It does, and
Yep.
when it comes to hauntings, to be honest with you, negativity in a dwelling can cause some issues. That I will tell you. My husband will tell you he's asked me to sit down and do a Ouija board session with him. Not in my house. And that's because there's so many negative things that go on in that house. And I'm not talking about just where I am, but other parts of that house that I would not want to hold anything in my house.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been asked a lot about is Ouija boards and if I've ever done that. And no rhyme or reason, I've just never done it. Really have had no interest in it, but it doesn't scare me, and I don't think anything bad would happen to me. But then again, that's just from excuse me, my perspective now. If I were to do it and something bad happened as a result of it, then of course one would change their mind, if that makes sense.
I grew up in a very superstitious household. I come from a very large, like I said, family, and I have a lot of aunts and uncles. And I was told growing up not to mess around with Ouija boards. I've been using Ouija boards since I was 11 years old. I've even made my own Ouija boards, and I got to be honest with you, I've not had anything bad happen.
I don't know if my mom can verify this, but the LDS Church will tell you not to mess with Ouija boards and magic.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was very LDS, and she had a Ouija board down in her game closet.
Which makes no sense
Really?
whatsoever. Correct? I was, I had to, watch out for the evil eye. Don't play with Ouija boards. All kinds of crazy superstitious stuff that obviously I don't believe as an adult. I didn't really subscribe to it as a kid either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big no-no. You don't mess around with the dead. No Ouija boards, no seances. But yet they would foster my other talents, like I said, as far as me talking to the dead and being a psychic and using tarot cards, that was perfectly okay. But the other stuff, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, growing up in an LDS family as well, it was brought up by, either family or the family of friends and stuff, that of course you stay away from it because of all these evil things that can happen because of it. And usually when, growing up, when people would tell me to not do something for whatever reason, I got interested in it. And so I'm going to go do it
Mom
because
and Dad,
I
would
want to
never
find
do
out
that.
why. But this, it just never interested me. And I don't know why. I just never really thought about it.
No, I was the good son. When my parents told me to do something, I did it. If they said don't do it, I didn't do it.
I've done everything I'm not supposed to do. But that shouldn't come to a shock. Shouldn't be a shock to anybody.
If my parents are still listening, they'll vouch for that. No, the planchette was not missing. It just got kind of put in the toy box because we thought the planchette was fun to play with as a kid.
A lot of people believe that once you're done with a Ouija board session too, they will take the planchette off the board and you're supposed to turn it over. I've never done that. I just, put it back in the damn box and put it away.
And yeah, I do remember the story of Grandma Parkins saying she got that because it was sold as a game. But I honestly believe that was probably my Uncle Doug's. He was into that kind of cult stuff.
Like I said, I've been doing it for years and nothing's happened to me.
No, my Uncle Doug, I don't know if he still is. That witch that we've got downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
my uncle made that.
Oh, wow. That's
So
pretty cool.
he was into horror quite a bit, and we actually did an investigation in his house, and we got a few small things, but in his workshop where he did all those dolls, you could definitely feel there was a heavy presence there.
There's a lot of
Don't
energy.
don't know what it was, but it was very, very heavy.
Let me ask you guys too, because you guys, I want to see what you think, because this brings up a good point. Do you think that hearing stories about a certain place or certain people influence how you feel about that place when you go there?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
Do you okay, say you went, I don't know, to Uncle John's house and Uncle John was a loner. Uncle John was a little strange, and Uncle John passed away. And you hear your family members say that Uncle John is probably haunting that house. Do you believe it right off the bat, or do you have to witness it first?
No,
I would have
I
to
don't.
witness it. I would
Yeah, I
have to
don't.
experience something. Um, yeah, I would definitely have to have experienced something to witness it. And if something weird did happen in that house, because they said it was Uncle John, that would be my first thought, because that thought was implanted that it was him. So of course that's what I would naturally think of. And I think most people would think the same way.
Yeah. Well, like last week, Alec was talking about the full body apparition he saw in the doorway.
Right.
Even, I mean, he saw it, and he even said I had to go investigate it because there might have been something else that caused that, even though he's
Yeah.
witnessing it right then and right there.
That's
He even on the show he was even questioning himself: was it a trick of the light? So yeah, I even after I spot something, I'm still a skeptic.
and like I said a million times, even though I do what I do, I'm a skeptic. You got to prove it to me. You got to prove me right or prove me wrong, but show me something tangible. You know.
Yep.
I don't, my wife would have to see it, and even after I saw it, I would still question everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the things that we saw at Frisco, I know what I saw. I'm still questioning it today. Could it have been this? Could it have been the sun at this angle? So I am
What I
Letchworth. I know what I feel here about that place, but in my mind, it's like until we can prove that it is really haunted, there
I'm
is nothing here.
I'm dying to go to Gettysburg. Actually,
I would love to go to Gettysburg.
I
Yeah. I got a quick funny story about Gettysburg for you.
okay.
I've been going on a tangent with these ghost videos on YouTube, and some guy posted a video of Gettysburg, kind of right around dusk, and he was talking. Excuse me. He was talking about these apparitions he saw walking through the forest, and I mean it's seen all the time in Gettysburg.
Yeah,
But he's making this big
stories.
deal about he caught these apparitions walking through the forest. And not once did he mention that in the background you could hear cannon fire and in the woods, yellow flashes of light throughout the whole woods.
Oh yeah, I've seen
And he's
that.
not mentioning that at all. And that's what he caught more of than the apparitions. So he got so focused on that that he messed up the rest of his investigation.
Yeah, I definitely believe there's a lot of residual energy there at Gettysburg, and I would love to prove it.
And yes, I've smelled your dad's cologne too. So no, he was there. I would like to know whose pipe tobacco I smell at Magna House.
Who's what? Pipe tobacco? Is that what you said?
No,
Huh.
no. I'm afraid to know what was in that house.
I can tell you.
All right, go ahead and tell me. So I'll tell you right now, my father-in-law didn't smoke a pipe. My
No.
grandfather didn't.
No, it wasn't either one of them. And that house is not original to that land either.
Nope.
Oh, this is gonna be good. There was a gentleman, and I use those terms very loosely, that lived in that area. That was not his house, however, that you're smelling the smoke from. It wasn't a brothel either, but it was his woman friend's home.
Okay.
And after they had relations, he would smoke the pipe on the front porch. It was a very small, dingy front porch, dusty.
Very.
So yeah, that's where that's coming from.
You know, she might be onto something because it was Magna.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I remember the Magna House well.
Yeah.
And I can also tell you that this was a busy street too. Not where your home was previous to that, back in the day. Like I want to say the 1800s. That was pretty busy fairway where that house at. Not yours, the previous house.
I would have to check that out.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out.
It was a pretty busy area. Stagecoaches. There's this woman that she was having relations with. It wasn't just him. She had other suitors as well.
Hey, Mike, I got a question
That
for
term
you.
very loosely.
Yeah.
She's bringing this up, and it's got me thinking. Where was the Pony Express trail as it went out to Tooele? Where did it run? Did that run up where 201 is right now?
I'm not sure if it did or not. The only thing that or section of the Pony Express Trail that I know of is when you go out to like Redwood Road off of Bangor, and then you go all the way out past Camp Williams and all that, you'll end up next to it. But I'm not sure, honestly, how far it comes out, or it did come out this way.
I'm actually going to research that. We got Tales Told in the Darks joining us. How are you this evening?
Yeah, but in all seriousness, it was a busy area. And,
okay, I'll check that out.
She had more than one shooter.
I know for a fact. I mean it.
And if she also, just so you know, the woman that was having relationships with, she was red-haired of Irish heritage, and she was pretty well known in the area.
So my wife just confirmed it near the smelters. That's part of the old Pony Express Trail, and that would have went right by.
Right. Yeah.
Just so everybody out there knows, I know nothing about the area.
Have you ever been to Utah?
I've never left the East Coast in my entire life. Oh, not true. I used to go to Mexico a lot, but I never went to Utah.
So we've come to the conclusion that we're going to go ahead and do a paranormal investigation on Madame Ophelia's house when you're out here.
Yep.
And your wife needs to come with you so she can get a reading.
Yep.
So, are there any other questions for Madame Ophelia tonight?
Don't be shy. No question is a dumb question. Only the ones that you don't ask.
That's not what my drill sergeant said.
No. I was told every question's stupid. Stupid questions and stupid people and get stupid answers.
Only if you ask dumb questions.
Yep, up Butterfield Canyon. But yeah,
Okay. And I guess Eagle Mountain. So yes, because I
My
know where
wife
the pony.
knows more of my state history than I do.
Yeah, me too. Because I know where it runs off of, like I said, out by like 5 Mile Pass and all that.
Yeah.
But
Once I get on the other side of the mountain there, out near Tooele,
yeah,
I
it
know
doesn't show
exactly
anything. Yeah. So I don't recall ever seeing anything that showed that the trail was right there, and I could have just missed it.
But I mean,
But yeah,
that
if it
would
ran,
have actually been a really good, even just a stagecoach trail.
yeah, it would have. What west was that off? Wasn't it like 8,000 or something that you were off of, or what
Yeah.
west? Yeah,
Uh,
or close to that.
yeah, it would have been 80th. It was right at 80th West.
Okay, yeah, so that would have been as far west. That's right next to 201. So yeah, it would have been close, or a point where they could have turned off of the Pony Express off to where your house was.
I'm going to have more answers for you on that because
Okay.
now I'm really curious.
I told you I love to know when I'm right and I love to know when I'm wrong, and I'm looking forward to the info.
So, Mike, you got anything else for tonight?
I don't think I do. I think I'm good. I mean, I answered all the questions that I asked and got answers to the questions I had.
Yep. Madame Ophelia, you got anything for these guys?
No, actually, I think I've kind of asked some questions, but yeah, if these guys have any questions, just ask me. I am totally open to whatever questions that you have.
Well, here's another one. Then where can people find you if they're interested in contacting you?
Thank you. We forgot that last time.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm at the Witchcraft District Bazaar in Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm there on Saturdays from 11 to 6. My last reading is at 5:15. You can also contact me through these guys and they can get a hold of me. I don't have to be physically with you to do a reading. I can do it over the phone. I do video chats as well. So if that's something you're interested in, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, check out Madame Ophelia. Whatever happened to the Madame Ophelia Facebook page?
There is a Madame Ophelia Facebook page that my daughter started for me. You can try to reach me through there. But to be honest with you, I have to get it back up and running. I've kind of neglected it for a bit.
I've done that several times.
So yes, there is an official Madame Ophelia Facebook page.
We'll get that back up and running and let you guys know how to contact her on social media.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. I think this young lady sitting to my left is going to be a social media superstar. There's no doubt.
Confidence.
No doubt.
You guys are the best. But
and we're gonna just ride her coattails as she takes off past us.
There we go.
I'm just honest and I'm just me. I feel like my job is to dispel some of the bunk that's out there. So people that are like me have a fair chance. Because when we're looking at all this stuff that's not real, you get grouped in with, I don't want to get grouped in with crap, because you know what happens? Then you're going to start smelling like crap. So I'd rather be truthful and dispel some of this stuff. And if people get mad at me, they get mad at me, but I'd rather be honest about the situation.
Yeah. There's too many people, I feel, that do what you do that are completely full of shit. That they'll say and do anything they can just to get a reaction or make a buck. Yeah. And so it is nice. Yeah. So it's nice to know somebody like you that will tell you, like, okay, well, what this person is doing is absolute garbage. It's not right. And being completely honest and transparent.
Yeah. If I don't see it, I'm not going to tell you I see it.
Yeah.
That's not why I do this. You know, I do it because I generally feel like I'm helping people, and I'm not a yes person. So if you're looking for somebody to yes you to death, don't come see me because I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, and I mean, I can say when you have a reading done by you, you make the person feel very comfortable. You know,
I try.
I wasn't anxious,
Yep.
wasn't nervous, wasn't scared at all. It was just nice to have somebody like you doing it.
I'm going to be honest, and Madame Ophelia already knows this. I'm sure she could sense it when I was there. I was such a skeptic when I first sat down that I was ready to start calling out, "No, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." But 5 minutes into it, it's like, wow, I've met the real deal.
I've had several people that we all know sit with me, and they were skeptics. And when they walked away from me, they were not skeptics after that.
So, I mean, my only other experience, even close experience, was the psychic medium that told my wife her and I were going to be divorced in 10 years.
Oh, yeah. How well did that work out?
Well, that was what, 30 some odd years ago? 30, 37. So that's about 36 years, 35 years ago.
I'm not saying that I'm 110% right all the time. Nobody is. But I don't tell people things I don't see or pick up.
Before we end, you just gave me the dumbest question in the world.
Okay.
This is the way my brain works, folks, and it's not. I'm not derailed. I've never been on a rail yet. Have you ever had any spirit that is just so full of crap that they're trying to give wrong information to their loved ones?
No.
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 What about a compulsive liar that dies? Is he still lying on the other end?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've not had that happen.
Interesting.
I have not had that happen. I'm sure it could happen, but
I don't know why
you gotta
my brain
understand
went there.
the way you were in life, you're the same person in death. I mean, your personality doesn't switch. You're not all of a sudden holy and like there's a beam of light coming down on you and angels are playing in the background. That's not how it happens. Not even close.
So if she hasn't stopped watching, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Apparently in the afterlife, I'm going to be a couch potato as well.
I'll be on the couch with you.
Well, it's
Your personality
yeah.
does not change.
You're not going to change.
I'm going to still be the same obnoxious person I am when I die. I mean, it doesn't change.
The only thing I can hope is whatever afterlife there is, they're still playing the lottery, so I can buy my tickets once in a while. So I got nothing else, Mike. You got anything else?
I think I'm good.
All right. So next week we are going to talk about the elusive 3-eye atlas.
I cannot wait for this. I talk to somebody about this almost on a daily basis that I am just obsessed with this topic. So I'm really looking forward to
information that you have so I can catch up to you.
Okay. All right. I'll get everything together that I have and I'll get it out to you.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks again, guys, for having me on.
Thanks for being on.
Thanks
for everybody that was watching, and I look forward to talking to you guys again.
Madame Ophelia, it's always a pleasure to have you on. You are welcome back here anytime.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
Just show up.
I might just pop in. You never know.
If we're talking about UFOs that day, beam in.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Mike, if you got nothing else, we will see you guys next week.
Thanks, everybody.
See you next week. Thank you.